They had a chance. Like if Tyrese Haliburton would have been there, I do think we had an opportunity to see something special,
especially the way he was shooting
in the second half.
The way he was shooting
and so I think Miles Turner
boys up.
needed Tyrese Haliburton out there to help him in a system. But to your point,
beat their ass. I mean, everybody in Oklahoma City know it too. Y'all had an ass whooping coming straight up.
I think the whole world knows it.
It would have been. I think it would have been.
My boy came out ready. Y'all seen that?
I will say the point that changed the game, Ox. To your point, there's already no Hallie, and then there's no Pascal, and no Nembhard on the floor. So TJ McConnell had Tony Bradley out there with him. So they started trapping TJ, and Tony doesn't know where to go. So Tony, instead of flanking high so he could see you because he's 5'10", he flanked low. And now, like there's 2 6'5+ people in TJ's face. So he just throws the ball up like, okay, like my release valve is right there. And then Tony Bradley just sitting here messing everything up. The defense was horrible. The offense was horrible. The picks were horrible.
TJ would penetrate the defense, and dudes would just stand there like this. Like they not in the basketball game. Like y'all want TJ to win 1-on-5? Like this is crazy.
But it became that. It became him and Benny. In the second half, it was him and Benny. I don't think it was Pascal's fault for fourth quarter yesterday. I just think he sat for so long, and the game was already out of whack. It was already a 16 point game or whatever.
Give him that. Pascal got it. Pascal got a ball.
But he was playing well in the first half though.
I'm only saying that because you know what I'm saying. It's game 7. You know what I mean? I can't give anybody no leeway. I can't give you no extra. I can't give you no bail, nothing in the game 7. That doesn't mean I think that you're a terrible basketball player or you're just sorry, but I can't give you no cushion for not showing up in game 7. Like your life is on the line. You know what I'm saying? So Pascal Siakam, you sat the third quarter. Play ball now. Like I don't believe. Oh, you're out of rhythm. This is game 7. There is no rhythm or out of rhythm. Play basketball. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be in rhythm all the time since you became a professional basketball player. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a choir though, like or orchestra. When you lose your conductor, you can't be in rhythm like that. And I mean, that's just how it is. Like when the sheep or the wolves lose the leader of the flock or the pack, you can't move in synchrony. Like everybody was out of sync, and you just seen it. Even your man TJ McConnell, everybody. From the next domino to the last domino, everybody was at a place the minute Tyrese Haliburton went down.
I didn't see that, Ron. That's not what I saw. I saw a team pull together and keep fighting after they brother.
Yeah, they fought out of desperation, but
that's all that was, Ron.
They ran out of gas in that third quarter.
That depth got
That's good basketball.
They was
but
I think about that basketball good. You want to sit up here and hype TJ McConnell?
It's not hype. TJ McConnell hyped himself.
Yeah. Them 7 turnovers. If that was Haliburton, you be up here.
It wasn't Haliburton. Haliburton was in the back watching TJ carry.
TJ was on the court coughing the rocker
and brought his team back in the game. Brought his team back in the game.
No, they lost the game with TJ.
So they weren't. So you see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all over there just lying about what's happening.
No, he did. He 100% that did happen, Ox.
You brought
him back in the game. You can be upset about it and do that. You brought him back in the game and coughed the game up.
That did happen.
Turnover after turnover.
He did do that.
Turnover after turnover.
That 100% happened.
You can be mad as you want to be. It don't matter. Be as mad as you want to be.
TJ McConnell could have had a 3-7. He had a 3-7. He had a 3-7 assist to turnover ratio.
He could have 15 turnovers.
Garbage.
He could have 15 turnovers. 15 he could have. And in the third quarter, he still brought his team back.
He might as well have 15.
I don't care. I know you're sad and all that shit because what happened with Tyrese.
Sad ain't got nothing to do with it.
Because it sounds ignorant.
About the game.
You get up here and you start being a crybaby because you can't change what happened. I don't care if he could have had.
Because I can't change what happened.
He could have had.
Can't nobody change what happened. What happened happened, and he had 7 turnovers. Yeah,
he could have 15 turnovers.
Yeah, he went on an 8-0 scoring run, and that was nice.
What I'm saying is you can say what you want. He could have had 15. He had 7 or 8, and he still brought the team back because I'm saying.
And then he brought him back, and then they went back down. Courtesy to TJ.
Why and why was that? Because nobody else was trying to do nothing. Pascal Siakam, Rick Carlisle kept Pascal Siakam out the game. You know what I'm saying? And just like into Swiper's point, Tony Brad and everybody else was just standing there. TJ cuts to get to the rim, and they just standing there.
That may be
true.
With Haliburton,
but that goes back to Ron's point. The conductor is gone. Like I know when to play when the conductor is out there conducting the show. I know what to do.
Well,
now the conductor's not here. I got a different conductor.
When you got third string, whatever instrument over there, and Pascal sitting on the bench watching, like, okay, our conductor's gone, so why am I not in the game? You know what I'm saying? Why that?
The only point I'm making is it's easy for everybody to get down when the lead dog there. It's easy for TJ McConnell to be the backup point guard when the starting point guard's there. It's easy to come in and play 15 to 20 minutes and back him up. When he's not there, and now your role got to go up, now we see it looks a little different. Now we see Obi Toppin all of a sudden don't look like the Obi Toppin that we've been seeing all playoffs. All of a sudden, he looked like New York Knicks Obi Toppin. Nesmith, the best shooter in the playoffs before Game 7 when Tyrese Haliburton goes down. And then what does he do?
What was Nesmith doing this series when Tyrese was on the court?
Shooting the shit out the rock. That's
why
what
are we talking about. I don't want to talk about Nesmith. He fouled out of 3
I want
to
to
7
talk about
games.
Nesmith. He had 3 points.
He fouled out of 3 to 7
5.
games, and one of the games he had
What was
5
Nesmith
fouls.
doing?
He was awful. He was undisciplined on defense, not just undisciplined on defense, bad fouls. A lot of the stuff was
Nesmith wasn't playing that good at all this whole series anyway. Ron wanted to make it seem like Tyrese
this was his lowest scoring output in the whole playoffs.
Okay,
he had 3 points.
What else was he? What was he doing?
Why did he only have 3 points?
What did he do in these other games, Ron?
Why did he only have 3 points today? He averaged 9. He averaged 9 points over the series. And if I took
Tyrese,
what?
Nesmith wasn't getting off this series.
So if he averages 9 points over the course of the series,
9 points.
Why did he only have 3 points yesterday? And if I was to take that 3, that 9 would probably go up to 11 or 12. Why did he only have 3 points yesterday?
I hate to step in and interrupt this intense yap session that you're currently watching, but I just have to inform you on all the amazing, spectacular, fabulous, endless ways to play and win over at Prize Picks. Basketball fans, I know the season is just tipping off. Yes, I know this. But you know what that means? It means that you have an opportunity to pick your favorite players and their matchups that are the most thrilling, and you can win money from these. With Prize Picks, you can play daily NBA contests and test your hoop knowledge by choosing the player projections and every single stat line imaginable to make your Prize Picks and take home some nice hard-earned cash. Are you a rookie in the game? Don't even sweat it. I got the playbook for you right here. All you have to do is download Prize Picks, use promo code PANEL, and you will get $50 instantly when you play 5 here with Prize Picks. So what are you waiting for? Download Prize Picks, use promo code PANEL, and join me as we break down all of our amazing daily picks right here on the panel. Prize Picks. Run your game, control your game, win your game. It's easy, baby. It's easy.
But we
Why
can't
did he only
discount
shoot 5
Tyrese.
shots?
We can't do that, Ron. We can't
He had
discount.
3 points because Tyrese got hurt. All right.
To your point, Ron, we can't discount
That's
Tyrese
exactly
Haliburton
what
not
I'm
being on
making.
the floor. We can't.
Why
because
does
Tyrese
Obi
Haliburton-
Toppin not score?
Yeah, he's responsible for it. They ain't playing as fast when Tyrese Haliburton ain't on the floor. The distributor ain't on the floor. Tyrese Haliburton is getting guys like Obi Toppin more involved in transition, more involved in the secondary break. He getting Aaron Nesmith more involved in the half court. So we're not going to sit here and act like with Tyrese Haliburton off the floor, that doesn't affect their offense individually. We're not going to act like that, Ox, because that does happen.
Oh,
That
wow.
does.
Well,
However,
by the way, in the playoffs, it looks like Aaron Nesmith is shooting 50% from 3 with Hallie and 30% without Hallie.
wow, that we're not going to act like that doesn't matter.
But I guess the tit for tat thing, Chill, just to intercede here. I don't actually think it was really TJ's fault for what happened yesterday. I think when you go to a lineup that has Tony Bradley and a bunch of other play finishers next to TJ McConnell, and you're playing versus a defense with Caruso at that. Remember, Caruso, Dub, Wallace never on the floor because SGA had gone off at this point. Yep. All they were doing was attacking like the ball handler as much as possible and forcing turnovers. So I think some of this is if you don't have Nembhard or Pascal or Hallie in the game, then you have no other play creators on the floor. Then yeah, you're going to get cooked. But that's what OKC does. Guards don't typically just work OKC unless they have like a unit around them. And I think that to me, it's a function of the deficit of the lineups Carlisle went to and the deficit of no Hallie. I think that's more so indicative of why TJ had so many turnover. TJ was just trying to make something shake. So he was just trying to put it on the line for his team. And anything, and actually I'm thinking about this a little differently. TJ had 7 turnovers yesterday because he was emptying the clip. SGA was, what was he, 8-27 yesterday?
Yeah,
something like that. He was emptying the clip because this is the best thing for me to do for my team right now. There was if they're doubling Pascal, we can't give him the ball, and then Nembhard's not in the game. Then where are we going to be? Like, how are we getting to the basket? How are we scoring here?
Yep.
That's so that when he went on this little scoring run in the third quarter, and I mean OKC's perfectly fine with that because we don't believe that like he's going to do this for the whole half. And then on the other end, going to get enough stops to make up for the deficit that you have all the way around. So
he not going to give you 40. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know. Okay. See, like,
we
okay,
expecting him to do that. We in trouble. And
he killed. Like he might have been killing us in that run, but it's like he's not going to finish the game with 45 points. We know that. So that's why I'm saying like usually even throughout the series, and that's why I said what I said about TJ before. He's not going to just do it by himself. You need Tyrese Haliburton. And I've said that multiple times. So I never said replace Tyrese with.
You wanted him to play with him. You did. I said that.
I said that every time I say this. I make sure to mention. I'm not saying take Tyrese off the floor. I'm saying they play better together. Typically throughout the season, when TJ's in the game, he penetrates and he has somebody to kick it to. These dudes are just standing there watching. I don't know if they thought TJ could carry him to the promised land with his scoring ability and that's it, but that's not very realistic. You know what I mean? I guess the best team.
I also think too, Ox, when you're on the floor against a defense like Oklahoma City's defense, which I thought was really good yesterday. I thought that they were really good. I think they got back to what they were doing. A lot of times, gaps, they close fast. And when TJ got it going, okay, this is what we're going to ride with because we can't get anything going. There are no gap. Pascal Siakam, whenever he tried to get to the rim, Chet was right there to shut the door on that. Whenever if Chet wasn't there to shut the door on that, somebody else was there to slow him down. So once you get somebody like TJ McConnell going, we're going to ride this wave however we're getting it. If he's getting downhill, let him get downhill. Let him get to the rim. Now, that's at the expense of Tony Bradley and Neesmith and guys like that standing around watching. But there's one guy who wasn't standing around watching yesterday, and that was Benny the Bucket. Benny came to play yesterday.
22 and 13.
100%. Benny was not standing around watching. Benny was aggressive. Benny did his best to get downhill. Benny was on the glass trying to get second chance opportunities for Indiana. It's just that Oklahoma City defense got back to what they were, which is a scrambling, shoot the gaps, great.
Get back to what they were.
They 100% got back to what
was
they
in
were.
the back.
I think that's a lot. I think that's more what happened is no Hallie changed up what they could do, what they were allowed to do.
And with Hallie not being on the floor, they still got back to what they were.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Well, they're yeah. I mean, but that's why I'm like I'm kind of in between realities. I think if Hallie was there, we were in for like
a dogfight. 100%.
Yeah, it was going to be like a minute left, chill, and it's like we don't know what's happening here.
Got a 2-possession game.
Like I said, I also think it matters. Like again, the context of OKC was the better team all year. They won, but like I said, they weren't playing well in the second half. Like I think they
didn't play well the whole game.
Well, I think SGA was there in the substance in the first half. He was like taking care of business in the first half. I think he had 21 and 9 in the first 3 quarters. But like I said, in the second half, SGA had 13 points on 3 of 15 and 5 assists. Like they really just started like they didn't have a lot to go to. So I think for them, if they would have had Hallie, I do think the offense would have looked so much better. I think the connectivity would have been better. And I think they would have been able to be in a situation where they could have won in OKC. They just couldn't sustain those runs without having your best player on the floor. So I think some of this is just a matter of you don't have and I think to Marge's point, one thing he loved so much about Hallie when you have a play operator that turns the ball over as little as he does, that makes as many good decisions as he does on a possession by possession basis, and he throws 75 passes a game, like not having that conductor changed everything. And I think that changed the outcome of who was the final champion. I'm not saying that definitively they would have won, but I think what we would have seen,
we'd look at a different game. We're 100%
right? And I think
game.
that's where we were headed. So I think more so, I don't really have any criticism, honestly, for TJ or anybody. I just think like they just did the best they could versus the team that honestly they had no business being on the floor. But the fact that they were up 1 going into the half, I think said more about their fight than anything else.
Which goes back to Ron's point about with them being up 1 point, with Haliburton being off the floor. I think that they masked a lot of their issues by just playing hard. That's all that was. It was just them diving on the floor for loose balls, getting on the backboard, getting second chance opportunities, getting out and running, stuff like that, making something out of nothing from broken plays that I saw. So a lot of the stuff that they wouldn't have to worry about doing that with with Haliburton on the floor, because I think the offense would have been a little bit more fluid. I think that he would have been able to find guys more in open space. And I think those guys would have had a lot more confidence with Haliburton on the floor, as opposed to now our conductors in here. We got to scramble and get whatever we can get. Ox, that third quarter, TJ looked like the guy who, okay, I'm going to get downhill. I'm going to be aggressive. And the rest of the guys just was standing there looking like, okay, he's fighting, instead of jumping in the fight with him, right? Instead of jumping in the fight with him, he just went in there swinging, and everybody was like, okay, well, I can't hit anybody, so I'm just going to watch him hit. I'm going to watch him swing on everybody, which I also thought was weird too, Ron, because I don't know if you noticed, but I don't remember I don't remember Mark Dagnall going to zone at all. And that would have been a perfect time to do that when TJ McConnell got going. Like, they didn't go to zone at all because he was kicking Cason Wallace's ass. He was kicking Cason Wallace's ass, going right at him.
He was probably feeling like how you was feeling on Playback. Go ahead, TJ. Keep going, brother. Beat us. Yeah. You beat us by yourself. And like,
they just let that shit happen, Ron. They were trying to stop.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was my thing is, I don't.
They started blitzing TJ.
I don't want y'all to think that I'm getting at TJ because I dislike TJ. I thought he showed a lot of heart last night, like he showed all playoffs, and he was getting busy. The point that I'm trying to make is, without your lead dog, that messed up everything for everybody. I still think TJ gets busy with or without Haliburton last night. But
yes, I think so.
But I know Nembhard has a better game. I know Nesmith has a better game. I know Pascal has a better game. I know Obi Toppin has a better game. I know Miles Turner gets more looks, whether he makes them, who really knows. Benedict probably doesn't have as good a game, but he has the opportunity to. Ben Shepherd probably has a better game. Tony Bradley probably looks a little better. Everybody out there looks better with Tyrese Haliburton.
With their starting point guard,
and two Mars's point. The guy that you underrate.
I don't underrate him, and I know
the guy that you hate on all the time.
Really spurs from this take is spurring from the fact that day when Jordan and Mars and Ox came up here and told them they were all in agreement to bench Haliburton at one game. And now you're trying to tie that into the fact that see with the Haliburton, look how they look. I know what you're trying to do. I get what you're doing. I get it. I get it.
But I want the whole world to know this is what I'm trying to do. Tyrese Haliburton. They go from a championship. They go from NBA champions to a team that's
obviously. I mean, they're MVP.
That's clearly.
I agree.
I know it goes without saying, but also I have to say it just because of how much shit Tyrese Haliburton has gotten. Yes, his game might be awkward, it might be a little clunky, but you see just how valuable and just how good he is in moments like this, and even in that just first 7 minutes, what he came out and did. So I'm pushing the narrative for my guy, but I gotta push this narrative so you guys truly understand
who's you guys,
just how great of everybody.
No,
everybody. Everybody. I'm talking to you too. I'm talking to everybody. Everybody that's listening, I'm talking to you.
Didn't wait. So Ron, matter of fact, I actually made a decision coming into the show today. He wanted to read, I made a decision that no matter what, I wasn't going to get sucked in to narrative stuff because I wanted to talk about the actual game. So Ron, I'm going to Euro that. Real talk. It's good to see you, brother. The consensus up here has been, good job, OKC. You earned your title. You were the best team all year. But then the other part that we literally just moved to, like as of recent, and Ron actually did a good job not leading with this. We just went to not even the woulda, shoulda, coulda, just the simple. We all got robbed of a masterclass, we thought, of a game yesterday with Tyrese Haliburton. And Ox had started talking about TJ McConnell leading in third. Ron then started pushing some narratives about TJ McConnell with 7 turnovers. And then I Chill then responded. We were talking about the coverages TJ was seeing and why those turnovers happened. And that was more of a symptom of an issue as opposed to a problem with TJ McConnell. And then it led into you guys just don't respect Hallie. But that's actually not what the conversation's been at all.
I never said you guys don't.
But you do want us to
recognize you were intimating that we don't respect Hallie enough.
You do want us to recognize how important Haliburton is, Ron. Let's not act like
we understand.
Maybe he actually is the top 15 player that he doesn't get credit for.
See, this is the shit Swipe we're talking about right here.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you feel that way, that's fine. But I'm saying, Ron, you're perfectly well within your right. And if I was you, if I was a player fan like you, and my player tore his Ron 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first quarter.
Halfway through the first quarter.
3 straight threes. And then Chill, the best one was to miss offensive rebound. Bro, I'm gonna put it right back up.
Oh, he was emptying it yesterday.
And then he was feeling himself.
Hey, what do you say to SJ? And what do you say to SJ? Real talk.
BAN. That's what it said.
Well, BAN, bam. Look up, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up, Tyrese.
We was here. We was all locked in. Real talk. My goggles turned up. I say, all right, bro. Like I'm locked in. I'm about to watch. I'm watching the TV. I'm locked. And then next thing you know, he gets a pass.
Swipe is crazy. It's crazy. I'm watching because I'm watching the game with the fellas who was Chill and Ron was there, and Tyrese hit a couple threes. I was playing a game, good game. I had to run downstairs and grab some groceries real quick. I come back upstairs and all the chat's talking about what's the NBA gonna do about this? This is crazy. Something has to change. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? We got a good basketball game going on, and I see prayers for Hallie. I could not believe that. So I seen the replay. That was terrible. That was just I didn't really care too much about who won the game and lost the game either way. You know what I'm saying? I wanted a good game, but that shit was really sad though. Yo, like that was really sad.
It kind of sucked the energy out of the game. I'm not gonna lie. I do think we were headed for a fantastic game 7 because I was just worried about how Indiana would come out. I thought they would have to respond to OKC's like initial haymaker punch, them being at home, game 7. They've been playing superb basketball at home, especially compared to them on the road. But Indiana came out and they looked like they were the ones throwing the first haymaker. Haliburton came out there, hit 3 threes in a row. Definitely was playing with a lot of confidence. And I think he was setting the tone for at least just letting his team know, kind of like, hey, we here. There's nothing to be scared of, settle into the game. And if we play our game, we can win. You know what I'm saying? I think he was like kind of setting that belief early in the game, but very unfortunate that Haliburton went down like that. And like I said, it was anticlimactic. As much as we want to just give praise and, give congrats to OKC, it was anticlimactic for that to be the game 7 that we got. And for Haliburton to go down like that, especially because this has been an amazing series up until that point too.
And I think part of those guys, there's a part of those guys that wish Haliburton didn't get hurt. But ultimately, I say like we don't care, we won.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. For sure.
But what's funny is players, Chill, to that point though. Players are aware of narrative. Last year we got the Tatum. What are they going to say now? The Steph copy, right? And then this year, Alex Caruso, 3 beers in, finally got a real ring. So, it's funny because the players, they're so hyper aware of narratives. And I think even for Caruso in that moment, it's like, yeah, we didn't win a real ring. And even in his brain, it's like it's ingrained that people are saying that. So, I mean, they know what the conversation is going to be this summer. They know what's going to be next year. So they're going to be aware of it. The question for OKC is obviously how they respond.
Join, wait,